more. And he realized that his fears seemed to be a little baseless. Again, he decided to learn to swim and overcome his fear. Now, this time, he hired an instructor, and the instructor understood his fear. So, he put a belt around Douglas's waist and tied a rope to the belt. This rope went overhead a pulley, and the other side of the rope was held by the instructor. And the instructor asked him to swim to and fro, to and fro. Whenever the instructor loosened his grip, Douglas panicked. And then he asked Douglas to sit by the side of the pool and just kick his legs. Douglas couldn't even do that. His legs refused to work. They were paralyzed. Then he taught Douglas to inhale and exhale. Inhale outside and exhale in the water. So piece by piece, the instructor taught Douglas. And gradually, Douglas got a little confident. After that, the instructor told him that my work is finished. Douglas took 6 months to learn to swim. And when the instructor said, my work is finished, Douglas thought the instructor's work was finished. But had he really overcome his fear? So he wanted to check that. So he went to his pool all alone and swam. As soon as he put his face into the water, little fear returned. And he said to himself, no, I'm not scared. And his fear just vanished. Then he decided to go to the lakes nearby to see if his fear returned when he was all alone. Pools are safer, but what about rivers and lakes? So he went to Warm Lake. He went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, and there he camped at night, and in the morning he swam in the lake. Again, when he put his face into the water, little fear returned. But then he said, I'm not scared. And he found that all his fear had gone away, and he shouted with joy. He had overcome his fear. He understood that the greatest fear is of fear itself. Douglas had almost faced death. He had understood what is life. He now understood the importance of life. So he also understood that fear is baseless and one needs to overcome it. And this Douglas, when he grew up, he became a friend and advisor to President Roosevelt. So this story is about a young child who faces fear when he's 3 or 4 years old, tries to overcome, join a pool, and then 10 or 11 years old again is almost drowned, yet doesn't give up, again takes an instructor and learns to swim, and finally overcomes his fear and becomes a very important person in life, a friend and advisor to the President of America, President Roosevelt. So this story mainly talks about learning to overcome fear. So here in this slide we see the difference between Yakima River and the YMCA pool is given. The river was treacherous while the pool was safer. Yakima River had huge waves and currents, while of course a pool doesn't have waves. Many had drowned in the Yakima River, and therefore the mother had advised Douglas not to go to the river. And here the YMCA pool was slant. It had a drop which was very, very gradual. It was only 3 feet at the shallow end and 9 feet at the deep end, and the coach or the instructor was always there. So it was safer. The glossary is given. Students can go through the glossary themselves. That is the end. Thank you.